This has to be one of the most bizarre things that I've seen in a while on social media. Antoine Massey, one of the guys who escaped from the jail in New Orleans, made a video. He's out on the run and he's making a video saying that he's innocent. So I'm going to play it and I'm going to react to it, but it's bizarre.
Massey, I'm one of the ones that was let out of GC. What I want to talk about today is as far as why I was in Orleans Parish Jail. I was in custody for almost 8 months. All right, 6 months, something like that.
He said he was let out, not that he broke out, not that he escaped, but he was let out.
I was in there for theft of a motor vehicle and domestic abuse involving strangulation. That's what I was in Orleans Parish for. Okay, but before I was in Orleans Parish, I was in a jail called St. Tammany Detention Center. All right, St. Tammany Jail here in St. Tammany Parish. There's two different parishes, Orleans and St. Tammany. Okay, today what I want to talk about is that I was on second-degree kidnapping, second-degree domestic abuse battery involving strangulation, domestic abuse battery, violation of protective order, right?
This is so bizarre. This guy is being hunted by the federal government, the local government, the state police. Everybody's trying to find this guy, and he makes a video.
On this woman right here, her name is Diamond White. That's her name. This is a district attorney drop form right here. And she's not a child. She's an adult, a full adult. I was dating this woman. This is a legalized affidavit saying all allegations against me is false.
Well, I can't read it. I wish he would have held it up closer so I can pause it and read it, but I can't see it. But he says that the lady is saying that the allegations are false.
All allegations against me is false. I was nowhere around her or none of that during the timing of the date, which was November the 10th of 2024. Okay, so I was in St. Tammany, right, and I was on a regular domestic charge, right. So they put a parole hold on me because I was on a domestic charge. So with that being said, is that
well, he must have been on parole for something else, so they put a hold on him because he violated his parole, I guess. So they kept him.
Once that occurred, and the charges was refused or whatever, they shipped me to Orleans Parish where I had more open charges. It was the theft of a motor vehicle and the domestic abuse battery involving strangulation. So once I got in Orleans Parish Jail, all right, I have from the district attorney's office, this woman who they say that I initially in another parish and in Orleans Parish is the same woman here. It's not different females. It's the same grown woman, not a child, a grown woman. Okay, she did the same thing in Orleans Parish, right? Correct. I'm about to show you how the system is corrupted. Okay, she did this, right? Saying all allegations against me is false. And she even saying it, she let them know the truth, that I never did this to her. I never hit her. I was nowhere around her, nothing. She got mad and thought that I was dealing with another woman. That's why she did what she did to me.
So he's saying that he's falsely accused, that the lady he was dating just accused him of all of these domestic violence charges, and he was picked up, but she came later on and just said that everything she said was false and signed the affidavit to the effect that she lied. And he was still in prison. I mean, he's still in jail, so I guess he felt like he had to leave. Let's see what he says.
I'm saying, another thing too, once I got into Orleans Parish, I was there for like a month or something like that. Okay, a lot went on as that time progressed. Okay, if you was an innocent person, and you know the judges and DA know that this person is saying that all the charges that you're on, that you did not do, why was you still in jail? Louisiana have the highest incarceration rate in the world for putting black people away. Yes, at the end of the day, in my younger life, I'm not gonna lie, I was causing problems. I was young. My daddy got killed when I was 7 years old.
Now I've heard this story about his father being murdered when he was a child. As it relates to what he's saying about would I stay in jail if or would you stay in jail, or would we stay in jail if we didn't do the crime? I guess we would. I mean, me personally, I don't think I would escape to make my case. And he said he was only locked up in the jail that he escaped from for a month. So I think that he should have stayed and tried to work it out legally where he could get released. This right here is not helping his situation.
My mom had to raise 4 children by herself, so I had to find a way to try to help my mother. You feel what I'm saying? But as time went on, the person that I once was, I'm not that person today. That is not who I am.
Now I give him a lot of credit for what he's saying, that he's not the person that he was back then, and he grew up under rough conditions, but it still is bad for him that he escaped or left, like he said, let out.
I have a 3-year-old son. I have an 18-year-old daughter that graduated yesterday, supposed to be. At the end of the day, that people don't understand that they see that I'm armed and dangerous. I have a heart. People that know me know that at the end of the day, I am a good person. So I'm asking for help from the world, from Meek Mills, Lil Wayne, Young Boy, Donald Trump. I'm asking for these people. I couldn't even get a lawyer. I couldn't even afford a lawyer to prove my innocence while I was in Orleans Parish jail.
Now, our system is supposed to give a person that can't afford an attorney. I know some of these states and some of these cities, their budget is so inadequate that a lot of inmates don't get a trial right away. They have to wait, and they can't really get an attorney. I know they have a problem like that here in Atlanta, where people have been waiting to be represented. But he said that he was in this jail for a month, which is not a long time. He was in the other place that he said that he got sent to for 6 months, and now he's at this prison or this jail for a month. I don't think that he should have left, honestly, if he's telling the truth.
They say that I broke out. I didn't break out. I was let out. My name is Antoine Massey. The guy who said that I threatened him with a shank, the maintenance guy, how could I threaten you with a shank? If you can't come around me, you're a maintenance. You cannot come on the tills without a deputy being behind you. Because if they just let you on the till, you could be persuaded to bring drugs or anything like that nature.
Now, what he's saying, from my experience, he's telling the truth about that. I mean, if the jail runs properly, if the jail is working with some sort of standard operations, but I don't think this jail works under standard operations. I think they just do things that are not the norm. But in a normal jail, a maintenance person would not be able to come into a cell block without them being escorted by an officer, and in this case, a deputy, to escort them. And not for the reasons that he's saying that they can be influenced to bring contraband into the facility, but just for safety reasons. You're bringing tools up there, you're bringing wrenches and screwdrivers and things like that, maybe even a saw or something, sharp edges. You can't have a person that's doing repairs on a toilet going up there unaccompanied and working amongst inmates without an officer being present. I mean, that should be the standard practice.
So how can I threaten you to jail you, and why you didn't notify the people, the police, that if I did threaten you, you never did that? Like, you flat out lied on me. Sterling flat out lied on me. And I want to let the media know that from the straight tattoos in my face and things of that nature, of course they're going to believe Sterling. You know what I'm saying? I never told Sterling nothing. I'm willing to take a lie detector test and everything behind that, but that's another subject.
Yeah, that is another subject, but he said that he was let out, but he never says who let him out. Did Sterling let him out? Did someone else let him out? That's the big question.
Orleans Parish is one of the corruptedest jails. That in St. Tammany Parish is the corruptedest jails in the state of Louisiana. Why was I even incarcerated with a woman saying that this never happened? This is this woman's name. This is the charge, domestic abuse discrimination. This is about the shit in St. Tammany. Why was I in Orleans Parish? Why was I even in jail? That's what I'm trying to show y'all. That's why I left the jail. And they have a lot more brothers that's innocent, just like me, that's trying to prove their innocence. That's why they ran. Jason Williams, the sheriff, Susan Hudson, these people are corrupted. These people was talking to St. Tammany and telling St. Tammany they gonna sentence me behind this, and telling St. Tammany if they can't give me, St. Tammany gonna get me. You see what I'm saying? Behind a woman that's a grown adult that never stated that I ever. They have a detective that's over the case.
Now, I've met inmates who felt that they were innocent. Most inmates that haven't been convicted will tell you that they're innocent. I've listened to a lot of stories, and throughout my whole career, maybe I can count on one hand the inmates that I really felt were innocent. Everybody feels they're innocent until they're proven guilty, I guess. And even then, they may still feel like they're innocent. This is no excuse for leaving, or being let out and leaving knowing that you're not leaving through the front door, you're leaving through a hole in the wall. You should know better than that. You're going to do time for that unless some strange revelation happens where they can prove everything that you're saying, that the system is corrupt and you're being railroaded and things like that. It's not going to end well for him.
That's trying to pursue charges on me because of my prior history. Who I was in the past is not who I am today. So I'm asking for the media. I don't even have a lawyer to help me. I'm asking for help. That's why I ran. You feel me? I'm a grown man. I have kids. I have a mother. I have a baby mother, a child, my children mother. Like it's a lot going on. And that's why I ran. I need help.
Well, a lot of times, I think he said that he was on parole or something. An inmate that's on parole, if they get locked up, their parole gets violated. So even though he may be innocent of the charges, maybe he still has to go in front of his parole officer or have a parole hearing to determine whether or not he is eligible to be released based on his status as being on parole. I'm not sure, but it sounds like I think he believes what he's saying. I don't think he's like trying to pull the wool over our eyes. I think he actually believes what he's saying.
You feel what I'm saying? Orleans Parish and St. Tammany is one of the corruptest parishes in the world. And I'm asking for help. There's a lot of corruption, jiggins, all type of stuff going on, and they covering it up. They don't care about nothing in the state of Louisiana. This is something that need to go under a federal investigation. What's going on? How they handling cases? Why Antoine Massey was in jail if the woman, the victim, the grown woman, not a child, the grown woman stated that he never raped her. He never beat her. He was nowhere in her presence. This is the affidavits on the date right here. This is the drop form from the district attorney office. This woman went did this. I didn't do this. Look, it's legally dated. So I'm asking, please, for help. Young Boy, Meek Mills, people, LBL, you know what I'm saying? People that been through the system that know it's corrupt. Lil Wayne, Donald Trump, please, I'm asking for help.
Wow. I mean, I understand who he's appealing to and why. I mean, Lil Wayne is from Louisiana, and NBA YoungBoy, he just got released. He got pardoned by Trump, so he's seeking that type of relief. And I think he went about it the wrong way. I don't think that he's gonna, get any satisfaction by escaping. But let's hear what he has to say.
You know what I'm saying? When I get back in custody, I'm asking y'all please to come and help me. You feel what I'm saying? I'm asking the world I'm letting y'all know I'm not a raper, man. I'm not none of that. None of that. I'm a good person. I am a father that want to be in my children's life. You know what I'm saying? I want to let the younger youth know that going down the route of trying to be a street person is not the route. That's what type of person I am. Yes, I was lied on. They made Sterling lie on me. On all the guys they picked me for him to lie on. I'm not saying Sterling a bad guy, but why did you pick me to lie on, bro?
So I guess he knows this maintenance guy. I guess the maintenance guy that they arrested and said that he is the one who cut the water off. I think that he's talking about him, and he seems to know him personally. You know, he knows he's not a bad guy, and he knows him by his first name. So I don't know whether he knows him from being in jail or just knows him from the street, but he seems to know the guy.
It's bigger than Sterling. I don't know why they picked me for him to lie on, but I never threatened Sterling ever. How could I threaten Sterling or hurt Sterling? He cannot come on a tip with me without a deputy being present.
I mean, I understand his concern about that, but that's the least of his problems. Worried about what Sterling said about him, and you know, maybe charging him with threatening staff with a shank or whatever. That's the least of his problems. He's out on the run, and he's gonna have to answer to that. Forget about Sterling, brother. Worry about how you gonna get out of this mess that you're in, being an escapee.
My name is Antoine Massey. I'm asking for help. I was one of the ones that was let out Orleans Parish Jail on May the 16th or May the 15th, 2025. So please, Meek Mills, Donald Trump, Lil Wayne, please help me. Lil Wayne, this is Big Antoine's son that's talking right now. I'm Lil Antoine. I was in your mama wedding when she married Rabbit. I was the ring boy, Lil Wayne. Please help me, bro.
All right, that's it. Now that's like one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. A guy that's out on the run, making a video about it. You know, talking about his case, and he's wanted. Wow. You know, the thing, he's going to be caught probably soon. They're probably going to trace where this video came from and go get him. You know, if he can't afford a lawyer, what he should have done, he should have called somebody and said, hey, I want you to turn me in, get the $50,000, and you know, help me get out of jail, get me a lawyer, and try to help me work this thing out. But now he's already past the point where he can even get that type of relief. He has to deal with the fact that he's escaped, and that's a felony in and of itself. If he's already on parole, he ain't going home no time soon. I mean, you're going to get years for escape. So, like I said, this is the most bizarre video I've seen on social media in a long time. So I just wanted to play it for you so you could see it for yourself. And thanks for coming by and checking me out. Until next time, as always, peace and stay safe. Wow.